event, Wenton King suddenly starts with a rubbish song. This will mean we're doing Lodger, and I can't sing and play the guitar at the same time. That was a great ending. Yes, so hello there and welcome. We're doing Lodger, third in the trilogy. We'll start from where we finished. And where we finished was the end of Heroes, and they went on tour, and it was an awesome tour. His best band ever, frankly. There was a live album from that, which is fantastic. However, the sound on this is absolutely dire, which is interesting. There's some real sonic problems, supposedly. On Sense of Doubt, there are actually audible boos on the recording. It puts it in context, doesn't it? That, you know, this stuff was unpopular. They also put the songs in the wrong order. And yet, I think this is my favourite Bowie album, even though it sounds terrible. And I actually made a tape years ago of the songs in the right order. But fortunately, there was a remaster.
It's, who's playing guitar on the...
That's Adrian Belew.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all came out to Montreux on the Lake Geneva shoreline to make records in a concrete bunker, which is built on the one that burnt down when Frank Zappa played there. And it sounds like it's recorded in a concrete bunker as well. The sound is horrible. Cardboard box sound has a massive detrimental effect on the songs, but at the same time I think the energy's gone. All that focus that was on Heroes, and this is just some songs. It's just some David Bowie songs, and I think it sounds like an album of outtakes. Not even B-sides because of the quality of the sound. It sounds like an album of outtakes. Not from Low and Heroes. It sounds like an album of outtakes from Scary Monsters. Should at this point make a disclaimer. You know, having had all these albums for so many years, I discovered I didn't actually have Lodger. It's strange. I'd walked around HMV with it ready to buy it. I'd actually had it in my basket in Amazon and just never bought it. It was just one of those things. Probably because of the bad reviews it gets. There are those that like it.
Now, you know that on Heroes I did not fall into line with the general thing about that album.
Yes.
And I was pleasantly surprised. It's more like alternative pop.
It is. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I'll tell you what it does remind me of. There is a very, I don't know, it's his voice I think, but there's also the kind of quirky things he does, but this reminds me a lot of Blur.
So the general consensus was that the Bowie-Eno relationship was kind of winding down. It was the third in the trilogy, and often third in trilogies aren't as good. The enthusiasm wasn't there, and Bowie was going out on a limb again, wanting to go off and do something different. I think that's what Adrian Belew says. Apparently Bowie wasn't that happy when he handed in the tapes.
So I wonder about that.
Yeah, I mean I think I don't hear a lot of Eno on this album. Eno did succeed in his aim to remove the self from the music. So from where he started from with Station to Station, which is an incredibly self-absorbed album, and it's about Bowie and it's about the players on the album as well. Lodger isn't like that at all. It's just about the songs. Even the amazing guitar playing, compared to Yes, where it's all about it's self-expression. When Bill Bruford plays this particular paradiddle that's interesting, that's at this point in the music, that's Bill Bruford's self-expression. That's his musical soul on record. You know, so it's about the individuals playing, and this isn't like that. And so in that sense, Eno really succeeded, and that I think is very, very influential. I think the sort of wonderful cacophony of sound that you get from Adrian Belew's solos isn't there because the sound isn't there. Half the sound isn't there. You only hear half of it because of the crap sound quality, and what that means is it just sounds like noises. Fantastic Voyage.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, the one you just heard a superior cover version of that one. Why does this open the album? I don't understand why this was opening the album. It's really meh, B-sidey. The lyrics are very good.
It's a quirky little pop ditty in it, and it's a good introduction to the album because it sort of things have changed a little bit, and it's not quite of the album. It does stand a bit separate, but it does sort of introduce the sort of feeling of the album, if you know what I mean.
Next song.
African Night Flight.
African Night Flight. Dung, dung, dung. I really like this. I really enjoy listening to it. I don't know whether I'm really taking it that seriously. It's got some interesting influences, which at the time were kind of a new thing, the world music influences, but it is. I find it hard to defend because it's self-consciously noisy and avant-garde-y.
I thought when it first came out, oh, I'm not going to like this, and I even tried a little bit not to like it, but it did sort of make me smile.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of one of the things. I think the main flaw it suffers from is its length. It should only be 30 seconds long.
Yeah,
it should be a little ditty like.
That's what it is. You're right. Yeah. Okay, track 3.
Move on.
Don't really like this at all. Having said that, it has grown on me a bit. This is. No, I do think this is pretty good. It's fun. It's got a lovely sort of ska feel to it. Very modern at the time. Very contemporary, but off kilter and weird enough.
I like it. The album takes off with me here. At every point, most of the songs from this point, they win me over at some point in the song.
That's interesting.
Might not like all of them or something like that, but I think from this track on, it really sort of takes off.
Next song.
Red Sails.
Red Sails. Really don't like it. It's very 80s styly. It's rather than Bowie being associated with new wave, but not really being new wave. This kind of is new wave. It's fashiony music. It's also this is the song that has the fa-fa-fa-fa-fas, isn't it? Which is a direct lift, obviously, from Psycho Killer. So he's wearing his influences on his sleeve there. Next.
DJ.
Best song on the album. These next two songs are the only songs I'd heard before hearing this album about 3 weeks ago. Great song, horrible sound. I originally heard this in the mid-90s on I think it was MTV or something like that, and it wasn't the whole music video, but it was a clip as part of a documentary, and it was just the chorus, and I thought, wow, that sounds brilliant. Lodger must be fantastic. And I never actually listened to it, but it is a great song, and what should have been a fantastic guitar solo is ruined by the sound. All you're hearing is sort of noises from the guitar. But great song. It's just a great song.
Yeah, this is the first track on the second side, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's like a real foot tapper.
Yeah, it would be good enough to go on the last two albums, or the next one.
You can imagine sort of turning it over, putting this on, thinking, yeah, I'm going to stick with this now. You know, you had the shouty stuff on Heroes. The shouty stuff on here, in the terms of he does these woos, which are really sort of quite high pitched, and they're really good, and they sound fitting with the music. Next track, Look Back in Anger.
Yeah, I think this is really good. I cannot understand why this didn't open the album. Maybe because that was too obvious. He certainly opened shows with it extensively. Bowie-ness. Look back in anger.
It was here that I thought back to Station and Golden Years, and how that's sort of considered a really good song. And I would listen to this any day above Golden Years.
So would I. Yeah.
Much more preferable. Yeah. Boys Keep Swinging.
I don't think I've got through this that many times. Really dislike it. It's interesting which songs have got the Eno co-writing. It's not what you'd think. It's this kind of stuff. This horrible 80s pop song. Really.
This is the one that I think's most Blur-like, or Blur is most like this.
Very Blur, yeah.
I did actually think, listening to it, I'd rather listen to a bit of Blur. Repetition. Love the title. That's all I love about it. I mean, conceptually it's interesting. It's about domestic violence, and it's delivered obviously in a monotone, so there's no emotion in the delivery. That's the idea. But that just means the music's rubbish. To be honest, musically it doesn't work. I think, again, although it's only 3 minutes and 2, it would work better if it was shorter. I think it's pushing pop to the absolute limits of what it can sustain.
Yes, and still be pop.
Yeah, and still be pop. And that's probably why it's a little bit jarring.
Red Money, nosedive at the end of the album. For the last 3 songs, they're all poppy, they're all very 80s, they're all new wavy, they're all self-conscious and cool in a way that it just doesn't work for me. Really, you like this one?
Yeah, I like this one. It starts with the vocals at the very start are like, oh god, no, here we go. And then it all comes together quite quickly.
Oh my god!
And then by the end of the song, I was thinking, yeah, this is pretty good actually.
Okay.
I could listen to this again.
Interesting. That's all the tracks. That's Lodger. That's the end of the Thin White Duke. He ended by being punched in the face. Obviously someone's punched him in the face and he's fallen over. And he transmogrified into a clown, and then 80s guy. So that's it. That's in the Bowie top 10.
Okay, I'm going to go with Moss Garden.
Oh, Moss Garden, what a great song. Interestingly, Wuzzilla.
Okay, Station to Station.
Oh, Stay.
Yassassin.
Blackout.
Okay, I'm going to go V2 Schneider.
Have to be Sense of Day.
Heroes.
And finally, Subterraneans.
There you go, that's it. That's David Bowie. Interestingly, a lot of good instrumental stuff. We will return. We will return. The Wenton King will return. Though I can't speak properly because of my moustache. The Wenton King will return with Camel.
In the quarter, the Wenton King will return.
Yes. Well, it's the Wenton King that will return. He's in the
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Camel, which is the first one we're going to do. What are we going to do?
Camel by Camel.
See you next week.
See you next week. See you soon. Bye. Song about fish, song about fish, fishy fishy foo, fishy fishy foo. Song about fish, song about fish, fishy fishy foo, silly silly fish.